Go ahead, Yvonne.
I'm Yvonne Larson, business coach for massage therapist. I help motivated, gifted body workers create a six-figure massage practice working less than 20 hours a week.
Woo! All right, awesome. So you don't need to announce who you are, just read your customer attraction statement because it'll have your name and what you do already in it. Go for it.
My name is Caressa Rosa. I am a professional psychic.
Get closer to the mic.
Oh, okay. My name is Caressa Rosa. I am a professional psychic who helps brilliant psychics to step out of the closet once and for all to fulfill your life purpose and create a booming, awesome, six-figure, rewarding, fun, and lucrative business.
Woo! All right. All right. That was good. That was good. Go ahead.
I need to work on mine after hearing that.
Go ahead.
I'm Sharon Hauk, leadership consultant. I help pastors and Christian leaders transform their lifestyle and ministries.
Good. All right. Good. Excellent. Excellent. And just add in what your unique selling proposition is. Okay. So add that in, and then I'll hear about it tomorrow. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
I'm Mary Ann Giblin. I'm an Ageless Abundance coach. I help conscious boomer women in leadership have more than enough money for a fun life in their later years, even if they haven't saved a dime.
All right. All right. Cool. Fantastic. Go ahead.
All right, my name's Ramana, and I'm a meditation teacher and spiritual coach and advisor. And what I do is I help overwhelmed, heart-centered business owners find their calm, center, and peace in their work while their business is storming.
All right. All right. I like it. Good job. Thank you. Go ahead.
My name is Joseph Lam, real estate broker. I help homeowners sell their house in 15 days or less at the price they choose.
Woo! That's awesome. Go ahead.
Hello, I'm Steve McBride. I'm a family history videographer and producer. Video production of you or your family member's history. Priceless moments captured as a lifetime venture, a treasure for future generations.
I like it. So say your, because it is a unique thing that you do. Just tell me again, because I couldn't really hear. It was kind of fast in the beginning.
Oh, what?
Your name and what you do.
I'm Steve McBride. I'm a family history videographer and producer.
Cool. I like it. What do you think? Good? I think that was good. That was really good. Go ahead.
I'm Vicki Mitchell, a health coach, speaker, and author who teaches female empty nesters to improve their health by reducing their stress by rediscovering their passions.
Awesome. Was that clear on what she does? All right, good. Good job. Good job. Okay.
Patrick Carney, the artiste. I help rock and roll stars capture a unique moment in time on canvas, which allows them to hang the moment on the wall forever.
All right, good job. Fantastic. Cool. Excellent. Great. All right, how does that feel? You guys like having your own unique selling proposition? You like having your own customer attraction headline? Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take that, and who would like to have an amazing, gorgeous headline on the cover of your Facebook page, the most valuable real estate you possibly have, for just $5? Okay, good. All right. So go, if we can, let's pull this slide up. So you can create, so who's heard of a website called Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com. I love Fiverr because you can get a whole lot of cool stuff for just $5. So all of my timeline covers have been made on Fiverr. And here's an example of one. So you now have written your, if we can go on the slide that I'm on that says custom timeline cover. So once you've written your customer attraction headline, now we need to give it on your timeline cover. So what's important about the timeline cover is the particular photo. So you already have the words now you need the photo. And so with the photo, what we do, you can see all these cool photos. You can see the photos of me traveling and attract customers now, or some of our words in the photos. And here it is again on the custom timeline cover, where it has what I do. next one. Where it says business coach, Brett Gregory, business coach. I help conscious coaches create six-figure income streams working from anywhere. And with all those pictures. So what we want to do with the particular pictures is, in order to find a great photo, I mean, you want to find a great photo first, but the photo needs to be a representation of your customer's desired emotional state. So write that down. The photo should be a representation of your customer's desired emotional state. So here is a weight loss coach. Okay, her customer's desired emotional state is the freedom that they feel after they have lost the weight. Okay, and that's a great picture. And the image does not have to be an image of you, although many times there's a good reason to have it be an image of you. So pretty much all of the ones on our timeline cover, it's usually an image of me traveling. And so the question to ask yourself is, what is the emotional state your customers are seeking? Are they seeking freedom? Are they seeking joy? Are they seeking love? Are they seeking relief? What's the emotional state that your customers are seeking? So the words that we put on our timeline cover, the words are our customer attraction phrase. So you just did that part. The photo needs to represent the emotional state that your customers are seeking. So in our case, the photo, an example where what we do, our clients are seeking freedom. And when we've done our customer interviews, and so we're on the next slide, when we're on our customer interviews, what we found is over and over and over again, we found that the customers were saying, what do they really want? They want more customers. Why do they want more customers? It's so that they can have more time, money, and freedom. And what does freedom look like to you? Well, it looks like living and working in other countries. It looks like traveling and the freedom to be able to live and work in other countries. So what we discovered is that the photos of us traveling were a great representation of freedom to our customers. This is the emotional state that our customers were seeking, the ability to live and work from anywhere. If you want to go on a Costa Rica yoga retreat, you can. If you want to go hike Mount Kilimanjaro, you can. If you want to go take your loved one to Italy on a romantic vacation, you certainly can. And so that was the emotional state that our customers were seeking. So please write this down. When we do this on a website called Fiverr. It's FIVERR.com. And the particular resource that we use is, it's on the next slide that says Fiverr, is ADIN 770. That's ADIN, it's right up there, ADIN 770. So when you go on Fiverr.com and you purchase something, they refer to it as a gig. You buy a gig for $5. So you can go to this particular person. They've done, I don't know how many, 5,000 or 10,000 timeline covers for other people. They've done plenty of ours. And this is certainly not the only person that does it. There are literally tens of thousands of people who do graphic design and Photoshop and that kind of thing. But if you send Aiden your timeline cover for $5, they can create it for you. And what I like to do is like I said, I like to create a very small budget for $50. You can go and get 10 timeline covers made. Get 10 timeline covers made and do it like a photo album stack. Post them all on your Facebook page and see which one gets the most likes. Right? Why not? Why not? Okay? So when you do that, you'll have a nice stash of lots of different images that you can use in your timeline cover, and you can, anytime you're going to come up with a new product, you can create a new timeline cover for $5. Every time, if you're going to write a new book, you can create a new timeline cover for $5. You have a new product or a new program coming out there, you can put it on your timeline cover for just $5, okay? Who likes this idea of getting a killer timeline cover for $5? Awesome, great. Okay. We're going to move on to the next section, so if I could get the next set of slides queued up, please. Go ahead and shout out your questions. I saw a couple questions. I'll just take Couple questions from the audience. Go ahead. Whatever you do, don't let them get the photos for you. Thank you for asking that. The reason why is because they're never going to know the emotional state of your customers. They're never going to know the desired emotional state of your customers. So I can pretty much guarantee whatever photo they come up with will be the wrong one. Okay? I'm going to take just a couple more.
Can they cut and paste you into a scene?
They can, but I don't know how well that's going to come out. They sure can. Yeah, go ahead.
Are you changing the cover page,
The timeline cover?
cover every so often? Something else?
I change the timeline cover every so often for when I'm promoting something. And so usually, once a month we're doing a different kind of program promotion, and so I'll put a new timeline cover up. But the nice thing is it's cheap. For $5 you can get this made. You can change your timeline cover as many times as you want, so you can just keep changing it whenever you have something new to promote. So let me just get one last question back here.
What is a timeline cover? When did you create it?
So can we go back one slide? Just go back one slide. It's the timeline cover on your Facebook page. That's the timeline cover. That's the timeline cover. So it's that is my basic page, and that is the timeline cover on my Facebook page. So it's the big picture at the top of your Facebook page. That is a timeline cover. Okay. All right. Last question. Go ahead.
Would you suggest different Facebook pages if you're attracting different audiences?
Yeah, okay, so that's a good question. Should you do different Facebook pages for different audiences? I do have a course that is dedicated to this, where it goes into great detail about how you can name your page, and that's on Facebook Marketing for Newbies. We have Facebook Marketing for Newbies, and that's a free course that goes into detail on that. But I will answer the question. First thing is, while we do have, I have 3 different Facebook pages, they're for 3 completely separate businesses. Okay, so we have the Costa Rica Facebook page that marketed our wellness community, real estate in our wellness community. We have a yoga Facebook page that marketed Costa Rica yoga retreats. It's more of a travel referral type company. It's a completely different company. And then the last one is our coaching business, my Brett Gregory page, okay? I'm not a fan of, and in my business, let's say, for example, the name of my business is Attract Customers Now, and we have, I think we have 15 different products. So a lot of times people say, I want to create a new page for each one of my products. I would not do that, because when you create your Facebook advertising budget, if you have to spread it across 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different pages because you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different books or different products, you're really going to dilute yourself. So I don't recommend that. I'd rather see you as an author just have one Facebook page with your name, and anytime you come up with a new program or anytime you come out with a new book, you can put it on your timeline cover. And so you only have you get the maximum best use of your money, the most efficient use of your money. Does that make sense? Yeah. Great question. Okay, let's move on. So we're on the home stretch. This is the last part of the program today. And today we're going to talk, now we're going to talk about creating your customer avatar. And this is where you're going to streamline your marketing content by creating your customer avatar. And so we can take the slides down now. So, what just happened? Okay. So, something happened down here. I was just on it was working great, and now I went backwards somehow, so I need your help again. So it was back to the customer avatar interview, and it just went over to another one of the set of slides. So I'm going to go back to the customer avatar interview. There we go. Great. Okay, so first off, why would you bother to create a customer avatar? What we've discovered for certain is for every hour of customer research you do, you will save 10 hours of lost productivity. You will likely save tens of thousands maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars of wasted advertising, of wasted time creating the wrong program, of wasted money and time creating the wrong, marketing the wrong program with the wrong product or the wrong message to the wrong person. So we want to invest in market research up front. And the way that we do that is we ask our customers and we interview our customers questions so that we can create the right kind of message to the right kind of customer. And so let's pull up the slide here just for a second. So as an example, when you interview your customers and you find out what your customers' big questions are and you find out what their big problems are, you can create your marketing just for those customers. On the next slide, it shows our high converting lead magnet examples. All right, so for example, we have 3 different pieces of marketing material here for 3 different purposes. So one is Facebook Wealth Formula. Another one is called the Freedom Funnel Blueprint. Another one is called Attract High-End Clients Now. These are 3 different pieces of marketing material targeted at to solve 3 different problems, okay? And when we're creating this marketing copy, because we took the time to do the marketing research first, we know what the words should be. We know what the problems are. We know what the pain point is. We know exactly what to say that's going to be the best motivator to get the customer to take the action that they want, or that we want, whether it's click here, whether it's sign up, whether it's subscribe, whether it's opt in, whether it's buy now, whether it's sign up for a one-on-one, whatever that is, we have the opportunity to do that. So, and when we do that, we will be able to create the correct kind of marketing funnels that are targeted to the right kind of customers. And we can also get much higher conversions on the next slide. We can get much higher conversions because we took the time to ask our customers the key questions to find out exactly what is going to motivate them to take action. And it allows us to create these high converting webinars, and it allows us to create these products and programs and services that our unique customers want to buy because it solves a particular problem. Okay, so your customer avatar, what is your customer avatar? If you took all of your customers' combined qualities and put them into one hypothetical person, what would they be like? Okay, and so what we're looking for is the important traits, okay, that have meaning and add value and are relevant. And we want to get rid of the ones that aren't relevant, okay? Sometimes things like age and gender are highly relevant, and sometimes they're really not. So we want to distinguish that, and we want to know which is which. And through the process, we're going to create our customer avatar. And by interviewing real customers with real problems and asking them the questions of what their problems are, you will be able to very quickly create your ideal customer avatar. And in doing so, you're going to save yourself an incredible amount of time, an incredible amount of money, an incredible amount of headache by creating the right products with the right marketing. And so the way we do that is we interview our customers. And so one of the most common mistakes that I see entrepreneurs make is they go out and create a product without talking to any customers. We create products that we would want. We create products that solve our own problems, and we leave the customer out of the mix. So, has anybody heard of a Zune? Raise your hand if you know what a Zune is. Okay, there's a reason why only a couple people raise their hands. The thing is, the Zune was Microsoft's attempt at creating a iPod, an MP3 player, okay? And so in 1999, there was a race going on. There was a race, and we can take the slides down. There was a race going on, and the race was to dominate the MP3 player market. There was no leader in 1999. But the big companies, the big players were Sony, with the Sony, they had the Sony Walkman, and they were out now with the Sony Digital Walkman. They would have been a candidate for a winner there. You had Microsoft, which had more cash than any other company in the world at the time. It was one of the world's largest companies. They had so much cash. They had billions and billions of dollars in cash. They could literally outspend anybody else coming into this market. And a very, very, very distant third was Apple coming out with the iPod. Okay? So the one thing, the problem that Sony and Microsoft had is they didn't go out and ask their customers what they really wanted. They assumed mistakenly that everybody wanted a better MP3 player. Well, Steve Jobs and Steve Jobs and Apple knew better. They knew to actually listen to their customers and speak to their customers and have focus groups and really figure out what was the actual problem. And what they discovered was people couldn't care less about an MP3 player. What did people actually want? They wanted 1,000 songs in their pocket. And so what Apple did that Microsoft and Sony did not do, Apple, before they actually came out with their product, they went to the record companies first, and they got a deal to allow people to buy one song at a time. Because what was people's biggest pain point before that when it came to buying music? Well, you'd have to drive down to Tower Records and spend $13 to get the one song that you actually wanted. That was the problem that Microsoft and Sony, they didn't talk to any of the customers. They didn't think that was one of the problems. They thought they wanted a better device. People couldn't care less about the device. They only wanted to buy one song. So Steve Jobs, he first got the deal with the record companies. Then he made a platform online to make it easy to buy songs with just one click. And then he came out with the iPod. The iPod was twice as expensive. It had half of the capacity as its competitors. And the initial one, the first one, was pretty clunky, if you remember that dial. It wasn't exactly like the most awesome piece of technology ever. But guess who won the market? Obviously, iPod won the market. They dominated the MP3 player space, and they became one of the largest companies in the world. And it was because they took the time to actually ask the question. And when we skip this step, I believe this is why 98% of other businesses fail. And as the most successful entrepreneurs know, we always assume we don't know what it is that our customers want, and we have to ask. We have to make sure that we know. And this, when you ask your customers, when you interview your customers, it's much, much more valuable than a survey. And so what we're going to do is we're going to list the commonalities of our customer. As we build our customer avatar, we're going to list their commonalities. We're going to include the commonalities that have meaning and value. We're going to discard the ones that are irrelevant. So for sure, we're going to have demographics in there. That's the easy stuff. You should be able to get demographics in 1 second when you're talking to a customer. And I don't mean you have to ask somebody specifically their age, but you can get pretty close. Pretty sure you can nail the gender, probably can get location, probably can get occupation. You can do that very, very quickly. What's more important and much more valuable are getting the psychographic traits. Okay, so we got the demographic stuff is easy. The psychographic is much more important. What are your customers' biggest fears and frustrations? We already did some exercises on this. What are the big problems that your customer is trying to solve? What are their wants, their aspirations, their fantasies and desires? And we also want, when we're doing our interviews, we want to capture our customers' words. This is where you're going to have the opportunity to get the specific words, the specific lingo that they use. So what are those common words and those phrases that your customers are using that they can best relate to? And so you can get those unique words. When you're asking, you want to listen carefully to find those those particular words that they use. The other thing when you're going through your interview questions is you want to very carefully listen to the emotional hot buttons, the emotional words and your phrases that your customers are using, because all buying decisions are emotional. All buying decisions are emotional. So we want to very carefully, we want to have our antenna up when we are interviewing our customer to find out what are those hot buttons, what are those emotional words, because people will buy on emotion. So those highly charged words, we very much want to know what it is that they are. And we're going to create your marketing just for your customer avatar. So when you do your interviews, and I say interviews plural, today we're just going to do one, but when you do your interviews, it's no different than when we're doing the 10 Facebook ads. We want to interview more than one person. Okay, so I had a client, somebody asked me I told them to go and do the customer avatar interviews and come and check back in. They came and checked back in. They said, I did it, and it didn't work. I didn't get any good information. I said, how many people did you interview? I said, one. I said, okay, let's do a few more, and you will get the opportunity to find some patterns. You're going to find some common problems that people have. Okay, so it always starts with one. And when we're going through this process, we understand that people are most motivated by solving problems, and you're going to create your products and services just to help those people who solve their problems. The last thing that I want you to remember, and let's go ahead and pass out the exercises. The last thing that I want you to remember is it is absolutely critical when you ask your questions of your customer avatar, when you ask your questions, that you ask them in context. What do I mean by that? Don't ask your customer. So as these are being passed out, what you're going to see is you're going to see several different sections, and in the very last section, you're going to see begin each of the following questions with when it comes to, and then you fill in the blank, your topic. When it comes to losing weight and keeping it off permanently, what's your number one biggest challenge? When it comes to building your business, what is your number one challenge? When it comes to attracting your soulmate, what is your number one challenge? When it comes to getting your energy on track, what is your number one challenge? Okay? So you're always going to ask each of the following questions with when it comes to your topic, then you're going to fill in the blank. Okay. So what we're going to do in this exercise, we're going to pair up. And I've given you a full customer avatar spreadsheet, and on the second page is an example. Okay, so the second page is just for example purposes only. And what we're going to do when you pair up, you're not going to go through the entire thing. Okay, so we're not going to do we're just going to do these last 10 questions. Okay, so you're going to pair up with your partner. Now, here's the thing. We just did the exercise where you were able to create your customer attraction headline. So when you partner up, you're going to tell your partner who is your ideal customer. So your partner is going to pretend to be your ideal customer. Your partner is going to channel your ideal customer. Your partner is going to act as if they were your ideal customer. And you're just going to interview your customer, and you're going to ask them the last 10 questions, starting with, what is your number one biggest challenge? And what do you begin that question with? When you put it in context. When it comes to what it is that you do, what is your number one biggest challenge? And I'm serious about this. You need to do that on each question. And I'm emphasizing that for a very important reason, because a lot of times when people, they take this exercise and you go and you interview a person, it takes time to interview somebody. They go and they interview a person, but they forgot to put the question in context, and they ended up with a bunch of answers that really were not terribly helpful. So don't miss this spot. You can get the most amazing information in a 10-minute conversation if you just simply ask these questions correctly. So this exercise is going to be 20 minutes. So each person will get 10 minutes, 10 minutes and 10 minutes. And you're going to ask your partner, who is going to pretend to be, well, I don't know what you're waving about. Oh, okay, so some people are having trouble seeing the questions? Okay. I'll tell you what. Are you partnered with somebody who can read the questions? Okay. Let's see if we can do this. We will turn up the lights. Let's turn up the lights all the way. That might help a little bit. And we are still going to do this. So as we do this, I'll put up the questions on the slides. You're going to have to bear with me. Give me just a second. I'll put up the questions on the slides, and so that we can have the questions. But pair up with somebody that might be able to read them a little bit better for you. Turn to the person behind you. Okay, so we're going to start the clock now. 10 minutes for the first person, 10 minutes for the second person. You're going to interview your perfect customer avatar right now. Go ahead and begin.